I hope you're having a fantastic day. And today we're going to be talking about being congruent, congruency. That's a beautiful subject, very important for all of us. Being congruent means being you. How many times when we are parents, I remember those days when I had to tell something to my kids to behave in some way, and then I ended up doing up the opposite. That's not being congruent. So it's like saying your children, do as you say, not as I do. That's very, very bad education. So I tried to do my best. I found that out. I tried to do my best. And other times also, when we go to buy a car or go to buy something, we immediately know when there is something hidden there. And it's usually related to the price. They're not being honest. They and then they start telling you all other things. Uh, Fortunately, I think that's ending right now because of all the competition that is going on. But I remember the times that I went to go and buy a car, there was always something hidden there that we knew that the salesman was not being honest. And part of being congruent is being honest as well. It's so difficult. I was in sales and marketing for many years, about 20 years. And I remember we had some issues with our product. And sometimes we were right in the borderline. What do we do? And I always opted for telling the customer, being open with the customer about what was going on. I had a boss that did the same as well. So he was always supporting me in that area, what I had to do. But sometimes we were there in the borderline, and it was so difficult, really, to not uh, lie to the customer and be honest about what we were doing. And I had sometimes some arguments with my bosses, but they always supported me. And sometimes we ended up losing a customer, or we ended up losing the sale because the product was not what we said it was on the data sheet. And doing that, then we were not being congruent. And that word stayed in me for many years when I was there. I don't know when I started hearing about the word congruency. But what are those things that we can do to be congruent? How do we do it? I think I have three actions that we need to take. And the first one is always walking your talk. Always walking your talk. Always telling the truth. The other one is being consistent. If you are going to be congruent one time, then you have to continue being congruent all the time. Otherwise, you're going to lose your credibility. And the third one would be following your values all the time. What are those values that you have? Don't never go against your values, and be open to them. That's part of walking the talk. So it's so many things in this world. Being honest, telling always the truth, and being consistent, and all those different things, you can summarize them in those three actions that we need to take. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow again with another story, another tip. In the meantime, stay safe, stay congruent.